It's a post that's been shared more than 250,000 times. A Georgia couple claims that their dog died after swimming in a lake filled with toxic algae. Tonight, many of you are asking whether this could happen to your pet. KCTV5's Joe Chiodo got answers from the experts in this week's Good Question.
This is one of those blue-green algae blooms, and we've seen it pop up in lakes here in the metro this summer. Sometimes it becomes toxic, dangerous, and deadly. I found out it's tough to know exactly which lakes are safe, depending on where you are. These alarming social media posts are being shared thousands of times on Facebook, detailing heartbreaking stories of at least 5 dogs now dead, all owners attributing it to that toxic blue-green algae. It's found in ponds and lakes. Lynn Milberg is with the Missouri Department of Natural Resources in Jeff City.
It's just sad, and you hate to see it.
3 of the dogs belong to Melissa Martin of North Carolina.
People need to know about this.
She says after swimming, her pups had seizures. Hours later, their livers failed. The latest dog death is in Austin, Texas, a 4-year-old golden retriever, and in Georgia, a border collie. The owner says her collie was brain dead just hours after swimming, a day at the lake turning into a day of regret.
It's a poison. It's just like being poisoned with a highly toxic poison.
It really connects with people, as people can understand what it's like to lose a pet.
People in the KC area are sharing the posts too. Right now, there are lakes under a state warning on the Kansas side. This means you and your pets should stay out. Ones close to the metro include Big 11 Lake, South Lake in Joco, and a wildlife area in Lynn County. The algae looks like a form of scum or paint with a blue, green, white, or brown color. Milberg says report everything and don't risk it.
We've seen some that are they're thick and nasty looking and we never find toxins. Others don't look quite as bad, and they're producing toxins.
Kansas warnings are easy to find. The Department of Health and Environment does routine checks, constantly updating its website, displaying which ones have warnings. But in Missouri, it's not as simple. Testing is response-based. Routine checks don't happen. In Missouri, the DNR has received 11 reports of possible algae this year. But there could be even more. Reports go to several different departments. Many are privately managed. Just this month, the Army Corps of Engineers warned of the toxic algae in Smithville Lake. Milberg says before going to a Missouri lake, figure out who's in charge and call them.
Say, hey, what kind of information do you track and how would I find out?
She says they're working to make improvements, but it's a tougher task than it seems.
We're all dealing with funding issues. It's not a dedicated thing in a lot of places. How do you do a response and get a timely information out and help people when you don't necessarily have dedicated staff to go and check everything out?
And a lot of you have asked about Shawnee Mission Dog Park. Well, right now, there is no warning in place. In fact, they just posted that to their Facebook page here, saying they're in the clear. Johnson County Parks and Rec says they've actually only had 1 instance of blue algae in the past 8 years, and that was in Antioch Park. Joe Chiodo, KCTV5 News.